Well, hey, everybody, it's Monday night. Excuse me, that means it's Check In Monday. Grateful to have you with me on tonight, and such a blessing whenever you tune in. And I love sharing, love you being a part of our Monday night check in. And we started this, of course, a few years ago, checking in on one another. So I pray that you have checked in on someone, a loved one, a family friend, or someone. With all the stuff that we've got going on, we need to make sure that we are checking in on one another and loving each other. And so please, by all means, do that. Check in on somebody and just make sure that they're okay. Do a wellness check or something. Make sure everyone's okay. Listen, I see you coming in. Do me a favor tonight. We're going to be discussing something very powerful tonight. So I want you to be a part of this. So do me a favor and do this for me. That's right. Like, share, make comments, and just be a part of this conversation tonight. Also want to say to those of you before I get started, if you would like to get notifications or follow me whenever I'm live, whether it's on Monday nights or either it's on Tuesday, our Bible studies, and then on our Friday night, Let's Talk, you can follow me by doing this. You can follow me by texting DLM to 833-675-6263. That's 833-675-6263 to DLM, and then you'll be able to be a part of all my platforms that I'm on, and you can follow me. Then also, there may be those of you that's experiencing grieving in some type of way. You can purchase my book. It's been out it's coming up on almost a year, and it's still, people are still purchasing it. So you can purchase my book. Here I'm grieving, dealing with the process, and some of the subject matters. Lord, I don't understand. No one grieves the same way. Learning how to adjust. Give yourself time to grieve and heal. You can order it on my website, dlmartin.org, or you can go to amazon.com, and the price of the book is $14.95. If you know someone, purchase it for them and be a blessing to them and help them go through their grieving process. All right. Well, we're back. Let's jump right into this. I see those of you that are coming in. Thank you so much. Let me do this just to make sure. And where I'm at on here, that's perfect. Yeah. All right. So we're back on that. See Sister Moore. She's always with us every week. Sister Darlene Berry from Baltimore is watching. All right. See you here. Normal and just me and only you always here every week. And from South Carolina, also you are sharing the live tonight. Thank you so much for doing that and sharing it with others. And so I'm asking everyone as you come in to like and share tonight, and let's do that. I want to get right into this tonight. I want to talk to you about when people celebrate your loss. What to do when people celebrate your loss. And I'm going to just go right through this, and I want to tell you how I came to this particular subject on this Monday night. It came to my mind this past weekend, Saturday, as the college football teams were playing their games, and many of them in their respective divisions they were playing. And one of the great surprises of the early college season in football is Colorado, and that is with Coach Deion Sanders, better known as Prime Time. And they started out the season 3-0, 3-0. They hadn't lost the game, and they were out of the top 25. They were in the top 19, and so they were ranked 19th. And so Saturday, they played against the Oregon Ducks football team, which was ranked 9th. And it came that, not too many people believed that Colorado was going to win anyway. They came in ranked as an underdog in the whole situation. And as the game went on and went forward, the Oregon Ducks defeated the Colorado team 42-6. All right, defeated them 42-6. And now I want you to understand that Colorado came in as a 21-point underdog, and they lost really by more than that. And usually when a huge loss by an underdog team is given or done by that big of a margin, it doesn't even raise any eyebrows. Everyone sort of expected, and they don't even really talk about it that much. But remember that Colorado, even though nobody expected them to win, remember that the difference is they are coached by Deion Sanders. So even more surprisingly to everybody's surprise is that they started off at 3-0. No one had expected them to be 3-0. They expected them to have and do what they've always done, had a losing season. And so when they lost, because both teams were 3-3 on Saturday, both of them were undefeated. So when they came in, the underdog team lost. And the celebration across social media and the members of the media and other people begin to celebrate their loss. They begin to celebrate the loss of this game. And notice the underdog team got more media attention than the team that won. They were talking about it hours after. They were talking more about the team that lost than they were talking about the team that won. Hang with me, I'm going somewhere with this. They were talking more about the team that lost than the team that won. They were celebrating the loss of this game by Colorado and Coach Sanders. All right. It was even said, and these are quotes. Someone said, it is like we were rooting for Goliath to crush David. Think about that. We were rooting for Goliath to crush David. One journalist tweeted on what used to be Twitter, which is called X now, during the game, Oregon is taking a stand for all of us. Think about this. They were celebrating with Oregon, and they did. I haven't really looked at the game, but from what I hear, they played a pretty good game. They were dominant and all that stuff, but the celebration, because they wanted Goliath to crush David, not David to crush Goliath. They didn't want the underdog to be the winner because it was too much connected to that, which had a lot to do with who also was the coach. And so it is written, and this is what they said. In many of the commentaries, they said, and I won't say what they said, but I'll say some of it, said they were sneering down on a proud, cocky, successful black man in a position of authority, referring to Coach Sanders, which is a two-time Super Bowl champion, NFL Hall of Famer, and the only athlete to play in the Super Bowl and a World Series. I want this to sink in. I want you to just follow me through this and listen at this. And so they were rejoicing. Now think about this, because I got to share some with you to build this foundation. After making Jackson State, the Tigers, a national story for the past 3 years, Coach Sanders landed a job in Boulder, Colorado. And when he went to Boulder, Colorado, of course, there were many people that criticized him for even leaving Jackson State. And some said, well, go get your money, go get your dime, go. But there were many that criticized him for even going. They had criticism. But now I want you to get this because this is very important. I want you to wrap your mind around what I'm about to tell you. He got and went to Colorado and he received a program and became the coach of a team. Watch this, that ranked 128th out of 131 teams. When he got there, the team's ranking was 128th out of 131 teams. And last year, their record, are you ready for this? Their record last year was 1-11. They won one game. Are y'all following me? They were 1-11 last year. So when you think about that, I want to tell you, they've already had a successful season with 3 wins because last year they only won 1. They got two wins better than last year. And they still got a few games left, so we don't know where they'll end up. But my point is, he took a program that was at rock bottom. Only 2 other teams were lower than they were, and they only won 1 game last year, lost 11. He comes in, and they win 3 games right off the bat. All right? So, Coach Sanders, and I'll get into the other part here, Coach Sanders presented, his presence has made other coaches smear at his presence because he helped the team that has been predictably the lowest of the lowest. And many years, he's brought, in these few years this year, he's brought attention to them and brought them to the forefront. Everyone's talking about them now because of what he's done. So he changed the game. He didn't complain. They've got rules changes. He didn't complain about the new rules that he was there. But what he did, he took advantage of the rules and started using them to his advantage. I want to set this up for you. So they asked Coach Sanders after the loss on Saturday. Now watch this. Want to get you to hear this. They asked him Saturday after the loss. This is what they asked him. They wanted to know what did he feel about it. And this is what he said, and I quote, "We weren't arrogant. We are confident people. Our confidence offends their insecurity." Did you hear what he said? He said, our confidence offends their insecurity. I hope y'all are hearing that. Hey, Sister Barry, I hope y'all are hearing that. He said, our confidence offends their insecurity. Some people will list you as arrogant. Some folk will list you, and some people mix up arrogance with confidence. There are some people that are not arrogant. There are some that are arrogant. I ain't gonna lie about that. But then there are some people, we've got to learn to discern what is arrogance and what is confidence. And because sometimes your confidence in your ability or the ability that God has given you or whatever it may be, your confidence offends people's insecurity. Because sometimes people are insecure. And so your confidence makes them feel some kind of way. And so that's what they do. And so I want to share with you these next few moments. I believe personally that everything can be a teachable moment. They were celebrating all over the country. They were celebrating, and they already ready to celebrate next week's win. I think they play USC. They ready to celebrate that if they can. And so they're happy because now Colorado, with the 1 loss, has dropped out of the top 25. Now they're not 19th. They're not listed at all. So they are happy about that. They are celebrating. And they're celebrating, I hate to tell you, but they're celebrating because of who it is. And they feel that If he loses, we feel better. So anything that is a loss makes people celebrate. And so it's a teachable moment. So allow me to share some things with you. Sometimes when you've been on the losing end and people don't expect you to win anyway, when you begin to win, somehow their mindset is that this should not be happening for you. And they will do anything they can to stop you from winning. And if you lose, they will celebrate your loss. You know, sometimes you've been losing a long time and everything, and just things haven't been going the best for you. And when people, when they see a turn and see you start winning, they can't wait to keep watching you to see when you're gonna lose again. And people will celebrate and do that. And then you must remember that there are many people that only celebrate with you when they can get something from you. All right, I'm gonna walk through this very thorough so y'all can get this. All right, some people only celebrate with you when they can get something from you or benefit. All right, a benefit from something that they can get from you. Everybody is, when you start thinking about it, everybody, they want to benefit in a way, but when there's nothing for them to benefit, then they don't celebrate. And when you begin to win, they don't want you to win. And whenever they think you have lost, they will celebrate your loss. And I know that's a hard reality for a lot of people, because some of us believe that people just celebrating with us, and you don't even know that some people are celebrating your loss. I mean, they are just excited and happy to know that you have reached rock bottom and don't have anything. They may not tell you, but they telling somebody else that they happy about it, and they talking to their friends, and they're saying, child, they ain't got nothing, and this happened and that happened. They are celebrating your loss. And you've got to understand, the late DJ Rogers said this: everyone walking by your side is not on your side. Yeah. The late DJ Rogers said, everybody walking by your side is not on your side. And I hope y'all get that, heard with just what I just said. I said the late DJ Rogers said everybody walking by your side is not on your side. And you need to be able to understand that. You got to discern everybody's not on your side. We have to know that that's not, oh, I'm walking with you. They walking by your side, but they not on your side. All right? And everyone's smiling in your face and seem like they're congratulating you don't mean that they're happy for you. Sometimes people only congratulate you because they don't want to seem out of place if they don't be in the crowd congratulating you. Sometimes they're not really happy that you succeeded, or happy that you got that job, or happy that you got that promotion, or happy that something happened for you in a positive way. They're not really happy for you, but if they don't look like they're celebrating or congratulating you, then they'll seem out of place. So they will go as far as to congratulate you, but it doesn't mean they're happy for you. And I think that's a reality check that all of us need to understand. Everybody congratulating you don't mean they're really happy for you. Okay? Some of these things are worth repeating tonight. I gotta do it again because I want that to sink in. Everybody congratulating you, and even some that are celebrating you, don't mean they happy for you. But they don't want to look out of place by not celebrating, not at least showing like they happy or whatever. So allow me for the next moment just to share with you how to deal with when people celebrate your loss. Because I don't care who you are, all of us have people that have celebrated our loss. Maybe you didn't know they celebrated, but somehow you came across it or you found out, and some of you know people celebrated your loss because people told you what they said or what they did, and they were celebrating your loss. They were going, yes, and they were celebrating that you didn't get the job. They were celebrating that you didn't get the promotion. They were celebrating, and they were celebrating your loss. And some of you knew it. Some of you been devastated by it. Some of you been hurt by it, by people celebrating your loss. And you've been trying to figure out, what should I do now? Some of you, it's even recently that these things have happened. I'm not talking about way back. Some of you, I'm talking about right now. Things are going on with you right now. And people are celebrating your loss. And they will stand off in the distance to see how you going to handle it, what you going to do. And so tonight, let me give you just a few things that you can do when people are celebrating your loss. All right, you ready? Number one, because you've been winning, now you've experienced a loss. And it seemed like people are celebrating in how you are doing, and they want to see how you're going to deal with it. And what you need to do to be able to combat their celebration is don't allow one loss to set you back into a loser's mentality. I'm sure that that's the first thing that Coach Sanders said to his team. All right, we lost today, but we got to get ready for the next week. And we got to put this loss behind us. And we've got to go. Now, I know last year y'all only won one game. You're already 2 up from where you were last year. So I need y'all to keep a tough mentality. I need you to keep your mind focused and tough mentality so we can go out and win. So how do you deal when people are celebrating your loss? Is you've got to not let it be a setback. And you've got to not go back to that same old loser's mentality. You can't let one loss set you back. You can't let one loss completely derail your accomplishments and set you so far back that you just never can come back. You can't do that. You got to keep on moving and never let that one loss be a setback to take you back into a loser's mentality. And I need you to really get that tonight, because a lot of people, sometimes they have a setback and they go back to that same thing and feeling sorry for themselves, feeling down, feeling like, I don't know if we can do it. You can never allow yourself to go back to that loser's mentality. You got to always say, I can do this. We can do this. You got to keep your mentality up. All right. Number 2, remember that the only person, and I want to help you tonight, the only person that can stop you from winning is you. All right? The only person that can stop you from winning is you. Even if you suffered something like what they did, the only person that can stop them from winning is them. Because if they go in with a bad mentality, if they allow it to get them to that place, then guess what? They're going to start losing even more. So the only person that can stop you from winning is you. Therefore, you've got to get a different mindset. And yes, you lost, but it's not going to keep you from pressing forward to win the next time. Yeah, you gotta keep going, even though you didn't win that time. You got to keep pressing so you can keep the mindset, I'm gonna win the next time. Because the only person can stop my forward progress, the only person that can stop my movement, the only person that can stop my forward motion is me. And if I'm sitting up in the room and sitting up on the job with this bad spirit, bad mindset, it's going to the car, going through changes and doing all that, the only person that's affecting that is me. Because sometimes it's, I know we say it's other people, but it's not. Because sometimes other people don't even know what effect they even having on you until you display it or say it. When you say something or when you do something, then you find yourself saying, they be like, oh, I didn't know that was bothering them that much. Sometimes you can't allow yourself to let people think that you feel a certain way. I read a quote today, I think was Shaquille O'Neal said when he looked at the game Saturday with Colorado and Oregon, even though Colorado was losing, you can tell it by when they put the camera on Coach Sanders, you can tell it because if the general, he says he learned this from Pat Riley, not Pat Riley, Phil Jackson. If the general does not panic, then the soldiers shouldn't panic. So if he doesn't panic, they shouldn't panic. He still believes they can have a winning season. He still believes they're going to come out on top. So the next game, what you do is you go play it and know that the only thing that can stop us is we stop ourselves. And I want to tell you tonight, if you get stopped, it won't be because, and I know people don't like me to say this, it ain't because the devil stopped you, because I know we like to blame the devil for everything. It ain't going to be because the devil stopped you. It's going to be because you stopped yourself. You had a pity party and stopped yourself. You invited pity. You invited sadness and gloom and doom, and you stopped yourself. That's what happened. You did it. All right? Number 3, and I'm pressing. Sometimes being the underdog, I love this. Sometimes being the underdog puts you in a great advantage. Why? Because you don't have a lot to prove. So you can be yourself and get the mindset, we're going to win. Sometimes when people don't believe you're going to do it anyway, what you got to lose? When people believe you're not going to survive, you're not going to make it, what do you have to lose by going on and getting the mindset, I plan on winning? You ain't got nothing to lose because they already done counted you out. P.J. Martin said on the album with the song Better, I think it was Kiki Shear that says, if they counted you out, they can't count. Sometimes people, they already counted you out. They already voted you the most unlikely to succeed. They already voted you where they don't think you're gonna make it anyway. So you don't have anything to lose. Your mindset has got to be, we gonna win. I don't have anything. There's no pressure on me. I don't have anything to prove. Because y'all already think I ain't gonna do it. So I don't have anything to prove. I don't have no great name that I gotta prove it. And so I'm just going to look because y'all looking for me to lose anyway. So what I'm going to do is go on and win. That's your mindset. That's what it's got to be. And that's been my mindset all my life because I wasn't the greatest in school. I wasn't. And matter of fact, I repeated a grade when I was coming up. I repeated the 3rd grade in school. I did. And most people wrote me off as being the most unlikely to succeed. I never got in the yearbook in high school the most likely to succeed. I never got any of those honors. But I have to tell you, over the last 40-some years, I just keep winning. Had some setbacks sometime and had some things, but my mentality didn't have a setback. Oh, I like that. Somebody you need to put that into section. I had some setbacks, but my mentality did not have a setback. You got to know that you can't allow your mind to have a setback. Be renewed in the spirit of your mind. You can't allow your mind to have a setback. And so you got to keep on focusing on winning. All right. The next thing, I need you to do this. Let the celebration of your loss be your motivation for greatness or greater things. Whatever it is that have happened to you, let it be the motivator. I know we don't believe this, but a loss can be motivation. It may look bad, but that's why Scripture says, and we know that all things work together for the good of them that love God and who are the called according to his purpose. Sometimes what look devastating is not devastating. It's not as bad as it looks. It may seem like a loss or a setback, but it motivated you. And you need sometimes motivation to get to your greatness or motivation to get great things. Some of my greatest setbacks or some of my greatest hurts have been my greatest promotions, have been my greatest advancements. It's been my greatest going forward. Why? Because of the fact that it motivated me to accomplish things. It motivated me to do it. And some of you got to get up and understand that the celebration of your life and your loss in the eyes of others should be your greatest motivation. I hear, basketball players and stuff. I followed the NBA for years, of course, and back in the 80s, we were talking about, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, the Lakers in Boston. And I remember one year, the Lakers had the better team, and they were playing against Boston, but they made some mistakes in a couple of those games. Matter of fact, they made some mistakes, and Boston ended up winning the series. I think Magic or somebody threw the ball away, and one or two other plays, and they lost. But they let that loss, while Boston was celebrating, they let that loss be their motivation. And the next year, the two teams played again. And in the first game, I believe it was a rout. I mean, Boston put LA away in a rout. But LA came back and won the series. And Magic did one of those baby hook type things and won. And so understand that sometimes the celebration of your loss or what they think you have lost can be the greatest motivation to your next great thing that God is going to do, or your great platform, or something great in your life. So never let that has happened to you set you back and cause you to become inactive. Let it be a motivator. Are y'all listening at me tonight? Let their celebration be a motivator. I've heard people say, we were motivated. They come back and win the next year. Why did we worked all summer to get back to this place? Because we didn't like them celebrating on our floor last year. We lost and they celebrated on our floor, and we wanted to make sure we didn't like that feeling. So we made sure that would never happen again. That's the attitude you got to take. When people are celebrating your loss, said that ain't gonna happen no more. We coming, and we gonna get this done. All right. Then this one, and I'm out of here. Get it in your mind that this celebration of your loss will be short-lived, and you're coming back with a stronger effort. Mentally, you're going to focus, and you're going to come out on top the next time. That's what you got to tell yourself. I'm going to let this celebration be short-lived because I'm coming back with more effort and things. Understand, people love to celebrate with you, celebrate when you are down and they're on the top. They like to celebrate your loss when you're down and they're on the top. They boast about their superiority and they celebrate about you losing. You got people that try to make you feel certain kind of ways because they feel they're on top of the world and they just think you keep on losing. And they look like, in a shady way, they're celebrating their whatever they're doing. They're celebrating. but don't allow yourself to get caught up in that. I love what Coach Sanders said, and when he stated this, and I said it before, and I agree with him wholeheartedly. He said, we weren't arrogant. And you got to watch yourself, because people try to make you feel bad because you've got confidence and they're insecure. That all of us may have areas that we're not sure about, but there are areas that we are very confident of what our abilities are, what we can do, what God has blessed us to do. And we're confident in it. And I refuse to make you feel better by holding back my confidence so your insecurities can be satisfied. Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes people can't help it. They can just do what they do. And there's nothing else to be said. Some people, you just got to give them their props. Whether you want to give Coach Sanders his props or not, he's got them 2 more wins than they had last year. They were 1-11, ranked 128th out of 131 teams. And they probably haven't been ranked in the top 25 in years. And he comes in on the first year, even with health challenges, and gets it done. And the Good Old Boys Club. Good Old Boys Club. They celebrate because of 1 loss. It is amazing how people will celebrate over 1 loss. And you got other college teams that are playing that haven't won a game, and no one's talking about them. But everyone's talking about this one loss. Why? Because of who it is and what they think could be a threat to them. And so you got to stop satisfying people's insecurities. God has blessed you to do what you can do. Just do it. Stop allowing people to do that. Hey, Lady Mark. Stop allowing people to make you feel some kind of way. You know, I'm not going to step back and be insecure. I mean, you know, some things you just got to, there's some things I know I can do and I can do well. And so I'm not going to step back and make me feel bad because I can do it. And you feel, well, you can do it, but, you know, they just think sometimes people are not even thinking the way we think they thinking. You know, we thinking, well, they think they know everything. No, none of us know everything. And we know that. But that we do know, we know it. And that we can do, we can do it. And if it's something we don't know how to do, we ask somebody that know how to do it. We got to learn to work together and stop being so, you know, trying to outdo somebody because they know how to do something better than you do. I can type a little bit. I took a class on it, but I'm looking at the keys. You know, every now and then I can look up. Now my wife, she can type and never look down at the keyboard. I mean, and can type fast. I can't do none of that. So it needed me get mad at her and going through changes because she types faster than me. We gotta learn to appreciate whatever a person can do and how they can do it. All right? And so I say to you tonight, let's do that. In my conclusion, I say to you, everyone suffers a loss every now and then. I don't care who you are. There are some people, sometimes they have undefeated seasons. That's great. But even those that have had undefeated seasons don't have undefeated seasons every year. Sometimes they suffer a loss, and it can be a big deal when you suffer a loss and you expect it to win and you're on the top, then that's a big deal. But if you're an underdog and you winning and then you lose and people celebrate it, yeah, that means people are celebrating your loss. And some of us have been underdogs, not in God's eye, but we've been underdogs in folk eye all of our lives. And guess what? People have celebrated our losses, counted us out, and guess what? We still winning. And that makes people frustrated because they don't want you to win. And when you still winning, they be like, how in the world they still doing that? How in the world how they doing that? All right. So I want you to, everyone has suffered loss, and whatever you do, don't let the chatter, don't let the celebration of your loss get you down. Because believe you me, and I need you to hear this, and I'm out of here, y'all. You're going to have more winning days than you're going to have losing days. I want you to let that settle. Let that settle in your mind and your spirit. You're going to have more winning days than you're going to have losing days. When it turns, when the tables turn, when your mindset shift, when the atmosphere shift, you're going to have more winning days than you're going to have losing days. Get that in your spirit. Get that in your mind. I'm going to have more winning days than I'm going to have losing days. With that being said, you got to keep telling yourself, and I say this a lot, I've been saying it for years, and I know sometimes people get tired of me saying this, but I prophesy to myself. I believe this. I did this when I was in the hospital. I did it. When I was in the hospital, I said this. I really did. When I was laying up there with COVID 3 years ago, I kept telling myself that my best days are ahead of me and not behind. I believe that thing, y'all. I believe that with all my heart. I believe that with all my mind, that my best days are ahead of me and not behind. Somebody said, how can you say that? You're getting older. My best days are ahead of me and not behind. But you're dealing with all kind of stuff and losses. Sometimes you lose stuff. My best days are ahead of me and not behind. How can you say that? Because I got God on my side. And greater is he within me than he that's in the world. If God be for us, who can be against us? My best days are ahead of me and not behind. I pray that you got some out of this tonight. I pray that you would take this with you. Let it be a motivating factor. Next time you go to church or wherever you going, go to work tomorrow, they'll already look for you to lose. And if you lost something, go in there smiling, confuse them. Go in there smiling and make them wonder, what you smiling about? What you laughing about? Because life is good. And I got something that just registered in my spirit. My best days are ahead of me and not behind. So I need you to do that. Encourage yourself and know that God has greater things in store for us. Well, the Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. Thank you so much. Listen, you see my Cash App. There are those that always say, Pastor Mark, we want to bless you with something if you want to. I put it there for that purpose. You can do it. The Cash App, the $ DLMSR. You can be a blessing if you would like. Whatever amount you give, there are those that have been giving, and whatever amount, we didn't ask for a certain amount, whatever you do will be a blessing, and we thank you so much. Well, I've enjoyed sharing with you tonight This dropped in my spirit on Saturday, and I want to share with you tonight. The Lord said to me years ago, when I was driving down the street, He said, I want you to pay attention to signs. And what I meant, not signs and wonders, but signs and things that you may see posted or whatever. I want you to pay attention to that. I want you to pay close attention, observe things. He said, because I'm going to give you things and messages from those things that will be a blessing to people. And so when this came up, He put that in my spirit about this tonight. And I pray it's been a blessing to you, and understand that you are winning. Keep on pressing, keep on winning. Don't let nobody stop you from winning. Don't let the setback block you. Don't let the setback throw you off. Dust yourself off. Get up. Let's go. We got to win. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Now, don't forget, those of you that you want to follow me, by all means, do that. Do this, and you can follow me. Text the letters DLM to 833-675-6263. You can follow me. You get information back, and you can follow me there. And if you want to purchase my book, go to my website, dlmartin.org. You can get a copy there, or to Amazon. And it's $14.95. There have been many people that have bought the book and shared it with loved ones. And someone bought quite a few books and said, I'm just distributing it to people that I know need to get this book, so I want you to do it. And then before you leave, do this for me. Please do this. Like, share, make, comment, share it with somebody that you know may need to hear this on tonight. All right. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. Thank you, Lady Martin, for coming in and dropping some things for me tonight. I appreciate you. Love you so much. The Lord bless you tonight, and the Lord keep you is my prayer. Those of you that like to join me tomorrow night, 7 p.m. for our Bible study, you can do that on tomorrow night, and you can be a part of that on tomorrow night. Then on Fridays at 8:30, we have another thing that we do. We talk about church and ministry. So if you want to do that, you can join that on Friday night. Let's talk. All right. The Lord bless you and the Lord keep you. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. And I pray that this week that you will be blessed and that favor will surround you like a shield.